Now, this one feels closer to a compact electric cruiser than a traditional pedal bike. Yet, it keeps full pedal function and balances it with strong electrical output. With a listed top speed of 28 miles per hour, the motor gives the bike quick pickup when starting or climbing, setting it apart from many commuter e-bikes that run smaller power units. The 52VT layout supports strong power flow, and the 20 AERO capacity allows longer outings when pedal assist is used at a moderate level. This model carries a 750W motor, a 52VT system and a 20Ah battery. Holding about 1.04 Wh of energy, its frame is the JR Signature, a heavy custom chassis paired with wide tires. The frame has a bold silhouette and holds its form well at higher speeds, giving the rider a planted and predictable feel. Wide tires provide solid contact with the pavement and contribute to stable handling. In the end, the Signature Frame 750W stands as a high-output electric pedal bike with a custom chassis, notable battery capacity, and a distinct visual identity that separates it from typical commuter models. They sell these models for $8,000. And this is a foam insert created to sit between a mountain bike tire and its rim, adding a protective barrier that limits pinch flats and softens harsh hits on rocky terrain. The foam does not take in sealant, and its honeycomb skin helps soften impacts while keeping sealant from sticking. Each insert arrives in a 29 in length and can be trimmed for smaller wheel sizes. Central cutouts keep air and sealant moving freely, so a normal tubeless valve is all that is needed. In use, the insert helps the tire resist full compression, lowering the risk of rim strikes and giving the rider room to run slightly lower pressures. Installation mirrors common tubeless steps. Select the correct version. Trim if needed. Secure with the included tape and strap. Place it inside the tire, add sealant, and inflate. It suits riders who want extra rim security, predictable support, and the option to fine-tune pressure without adding excessive weight. It costs $43. Moving to a tune-up station. Useful for small adjustments like checking brake position, cleaning parts, or swapping minor components. The unit holds up to 77 pounds, which covers most standard bikes and many e-bikes within that range. It measures roughly 19x5x26 in and weighs about 7 pounds. At its base, it has a storage box with adjustable compartments for chargers, tools, and cables, along with a side groove that routes cords without trapping them. The tune-up station keeps the bike upright while giving quick access to the items stored below. Its compartment system can be arranged to match different setups, so chargers, small tools, and spares can be grouped in a way that suits the rider's routine. The cable path helps during charging sessions, letting cords pass through the side without getting pressed between parts. It is not a replacement for a full repair clamp, but it supports common tasks well. It costs $189. Moving to a throttle that we could say it definitely sits in the category of higher performance control units used on electric motorcycles and stronger e-bike systems. It stands out through its dual Hall sensor layout and solid mechanical build. It runs on a 5V supply and uses either an 8-core or 12-core cable. The housing measures 7 in x 3 in x 3 in and weighs 5 ounces. Twist torque is 9 Nm and the cable assembly holds a pull force of 130 newtons. The unit uses a DC-12 aluminum alloy with a silicone TPE grip. The throttle relies on 2 independent Hall channels, giving the controller a way to compare signals and react if one output shifts unexpectedly. It is funny how 3 pedals can look so different but feel so familiar once you clip in. Wolf Tut Hot kept the same smooth SPD setup so they all spin clean and stay low. The Quarrel Trail gives the most support on rough ground. The Alt XC feels light and quick. And the Dell Gravel Race trims things down for fast, no-nonsense gravel rides. This is a compact top tube storage unit for carrying small ride essentials within immediate reach. It mounts to a FASTFUEL platform through either bolts or a strap system, sitting low and staying clear of knees and cables. It fits especially riders who want quick access to nutrition during triathlon or time trial efforts and works best with small items rather than larger tools or pumps. It holds about 0.1 L and measures roughly 5.9 x 2.1 x 2.2 inches. It supports quick click, includes one large and two small elastic cords, and comes with 6 FASTFUEL clip and cutter pieces. Inside, the layout can be rearranged to form separate compartments. Its firm shell keeps its shape during vibration, which helps when reaching inside at speed. The EPDM sections add grip where it meets the frame, helping the unit stay centered on the tube. The elastic cords on top hold gel packets where they can be grabbed instantly. The clip and cutter pieces create a simple way to open packets with one hand. Inside, the customizable layout keeps items from sliding around. It costs $54. Next, a seat post built to shift saddle height through internal fluid control and a mechanical valve system, giving riders quick changes without interrupting their pace. Its core mechanism uses a self-bleeding cartridge that moves trapped air out of the main chamber each time it cycles, which helps the post keep a firm feel when lowered and a predictable return when raised. A spool valve handles actuation and cuts lever effort compared to the earlier version, making height changes easier during fast transitions on the bike. Travel options are 5, 6, 7, and 10 in, each adjustable in 0.20 in steps. Saddle rail clamp torque is about 4 foot lb. Seat post clamp torque is about 2 foot lb. And the rider limit is 264 pounds. All parts can be opened and replaced, which keeps upkeep simple. It costs $350. Further, a storage bag for bicycles meant to reduce aerodynamic drag. And yes, very incredible because testing it references points to an average saving of about 5 watts at high speed. So the AERO system joins a top tube module with a frame module, forming a single layout that focuses on low drag while still giving space for essentials. They sell it for $278. And the SM option offers 74 fluounces of space, while the LXL option provides 108 fluounces, giving riders 2 capacity levels to match their frame size. Its exterior uses a hexagrid nylon structure fused with a TPU layer supported by HDPE boards that help the shape hold under load. A silicone lining limits movement inside. And a small port lets a cable pass through for device use while riding. 3 silicone-backed Hypalon straps keep the system fixed to the frame, paired with a Velcro panel on the down tube and rubber tension bands around the head tube. The top tube module opens with a magnetic closure for quick access, while the frame module uses a zipper for items with more weight or bulk. Transfer panels bridge small frame gaps to keep airflow clean, and the slim outline leaves room for knee movement. In practice, it suits riders who want to carry tools, snacks, a phone, or a thin layer with minimal aerodynamic loss. This is a compact high-volume pump made specifically to work with the Schwalbe click valve system. A valve type that uses a click-on connection and offers strong airflow compared with traditional options. It comes in 3 chamber capacities. All models use aluminum body with engineered polymers such as glass-filled nylon, NBR, EPDM, and urethane. Its pressure ceiling is 70 psi. The head connects only to click valve cores, giving it a snap-on interface that avoids threads or levers. It comes with a bottle cage mount that pairs with the Wolf Tooth Bad bottle shift system, so it can sit cleanly on the frame. The pump body is hollow, allowing room for Wolf Tooth's tool modules, which lets the user store repair tools inside the same cylinder that handles inflation. Every component can be replaced on its own, which keeps the pump serviceable over time. An INVERO lock seal shields the inner mechanism from grit and water, preserving consistent action during wet or muddy rides. The click valve interface snaps on quickly, and the larger chambers move more air with each stroke. Testing confirms that it inflates at 29x 2.44 in TYRE to 10 psi in a low number of strokes for a pump of this size, showing its ability to move a substantial volume of air. It costs $60. This is a full-face urban cycling helmet that behaves like a bridge between a commuter model and a full-face option for higher speed rides. Once adjusted, it holds position well through quick head movements. It is meant for rides where higher speeds or mixed traffic create more risk than casual cruising. It uses an ABS outer shell paired with EPS and EP foam inside. These materials compress on impact, allowing the force to spread over a larger area instead of concentrating in one spot. A MIPS layer sits between the shell and the liner. This thin sheet can shift slightly during angled hits so the head does not rotate as sharply. Air enters through 9 openings across the front, top, and sides. Depending on size, the weight falls between about 550 and 780 g, with many listings noting figures near 650 to 700 g. 4 sizes cover head measurements from roughly 18.9 to 24.8 inches. It meets N, CPSC, and NTA standards. The lower face is protected by an ABS and EP chin section, and a rear dial helps bring the helmet closer to the head. The padding inside can be removed or replaced with thicker or thinner sets. It costs $260. This is a small tool of $72 used to seal punctures in tubeless bicycle tires when liquid sealant cannot close a cut on its own. It works by pushing a preloaded plug into the damaged part of the tire so the material can lodge inside the casing and react with the sealant to stop air loss. Inside the housing, it stores 3 plug inserts, each ready to load without extra assembly. A spring-driven rod handles the insertion. When the user twists the mechanism, the rod drives the plug into the cut in a single controlled motion. The tool connects with a modular storage system that allows it to fit into a compatible handlebar mount or rest in a pocket or pack without taking much space. In practice, it offers a direct way to handle tire cuts on mountain, gravel, and e-bike setups that use tubeless systems. Next, a $25 small add-on that clips onto a regular bicycle and uses interchangeable sound cards to create engine-style audio as the rider moves. The clamp attaches to most common bike frames, and the housing sits close enough for the card to interact with wheel motion without touching the spokes. Setup takes only a few minutes, involving sliding the bracket onto the frame, tightening it, and placing the card holder. The mechanism is mechanical rather than electronic. Once the bike moves, the inserted card vibrates and produces an engine-like sound. Riders can switch cards to change the tone, and the entire unit adds very little weight. Because the card is the only moving part, upkeep is minimal and limited to checking the fit or swapping pieces. It offers an easy, low-impact way to give an ordinary bike a bit of style and sound while keeping the ride itself unchanged. It comes with a mock exhaust tube, a mounting clamp, 6 cards, stickers, simple tools, and an owner's manual. A $370 stand that shifts from a compact fold to a full working setup offers a clear advantage for routine bike service. It supports up to 40 pounds and fits front-end mounts that match common quick-release systems. Its height adjusts from 33 to 57 in and the frame uses 6061 T6 aluminum tubing. When opened, the base width reaches about 47 inches. Its central feature is a clamp that rotates a full 360 degrees, enabling the bike to be turned to any side without moving the entire stand. A forend adjustment helps set the balance point for different frame shapes, while a 90 degrees tilt option angles the bike upward or downward for tasks involving drivetrains, gear systems, or internal routing. Optional add-ons includes a carry bag and tool tray, providing extra organization when needed. This is a fully custom 3D printed bicycle saddle made with the RAR's own measurements rather than a generic mold called the JOYSEAT 3.0. It uses a foam block imprint from the Smiling Butt kit to capture sit-bone spacing and pressure patterns. The rider uploads photos of that imprint and answers questions about riding style, weekly hours, body proportions, and flexibility. An algorithm then maps pressure zones and determines how firm or open each part of the TPU lattice should be. Production time ranges from about 2 to 4 weeks for the Plus and 4 to 5 weeks for the Pro and Ultra. Installation follows normal seat post adjustments, though the Pro and Ultra require posts compatible with oval rails. The end result is a saddle that aims to match width, structure, and support to measurable inputs for more consistent long ride comfort. Widths span roughly 5 to 6.5 in small, precise steps, and each width is matched to the RAR's, imprint. The overall shape changes according to riding style. So, road, gravel, mountain, and time trial positions each receive their own profile. Who knows? Maybe we're all bicycle people. Maybe it was just the saddle. Ah, yes. The price from $400 to $600 depending on configurations like Plus, Pro, or Ultra. This is a flat pedal that moves in a way most platforms do not. Instead of staying fixed under the foot, it allows about 8 degrees of side travel, giving 4 degrees in each direction from center. That movement comes from internal plungers, springs, and a puck that let the body shift slightly on its chromium-hardened steel spindle. A spring then returns the pedal to its neutral position when the rider unweights it. The motion works with normal flat shoes, so nothing special is required to use it. The platform measures about 4 in x 4 in and is made from T6 aluminum. Inside, a sleeve bearing supports the inner portion while a Teflon-coated spherical bearing and another sleeve bearing handle the outer side. 4 seals protect the moving parts from dirt and water. The spindle uses a standard 9/1620 thread that fits most crank arms. The pair weighs about 537 g. It also sits close to the crank arm due to a compact bearing layout. Grip pins come installed in a mild pattern, and a sharper set is included. 3 springs, 20, 30, and 40 pounds let the rider choose how firm the lateral movement feels. Testing has pushed the internal components past 1 million cycles, and riders can adjust both traction and float resistance for road, trail, or mixed surface setups without changing footwear. It costs $150. This is a $150 combined shifter and brake lever for flat handlebars that brings 2 core controls into a single unit. It uses the EZID Fire Plus indexed system with separate levers for higher and lower gears, each click matching the spacing of a 6-speed freewheel or cassette. It pairs with common mechanical V-brakes or mechanical disc brakes, giving it broad mechanical compatibility. The body uses a resin housing with a steel brake lever blade, and the right side assembly weighs about 5.6 ounces. A mechanical optical gear display tracks cable movement to show the current gear, which helps riders confirm position without looking at the rear wheel. Reach adjust allows the lever to sit closer or farther from the grip, so hand size and riding style can be accommodated. Clean cable routing is important since both shifting and display accuracy depend on smooth cable travel. The result is a compact control unit that delivers clear mechanical feedback and an orderly handlebar setup. Now, this is an electric assist unit that mounts above a bike's rear wheel and uses a friction roller to drive the tire, turning an ordinary bicycle into an assisted one without replacing any major parts. It fits wheel sizes from 16 to 29 in, tire widths from about 0.5 to 2.5 in, and seat post diameters between 22 and 35 millimeters. A wireless cadence sensor on the crank detects when pedaling starts, triggering the motor. Its performance depends on how many battery modules are attached. One module provides about 250 W up to roughly 16 miles per hour, around 10 miles of range, and a weight of about 6 pounds. Two modules keep the same power, but extend the range to about 20 m and raise the weight to around 7 pounds. Three modules lift output to about 350 W, reach close to 20 miles per hour, cover about 30 m, and bring the weight to roughly 8 pounds. It costs $700. Next, this is a $14 overgrip that acts like a fresh outer skin for bicycle handlebars. It comes as a 2-pack of 5 in wraps made from a Hydrolex 2.0 polymer with a crisscross surface. Each piece can be trimmed to match different bar shapes or widths. You can get it in black, white, red, and blue to options like Spartan, Blood Moon, and Checkmate. It goes on top of existing grips rather than replacing them, giving the rider a new surface while keeping the original material protected. It handles heat, cold, rain, and strong sun without breaking down. Its surface keeps hands dry and provides strong tack during changes in speed or direction. The maker also claims the tack lasts far longer than common tape. Application follows 3 steps. Slide the wrap into position. Pull the cord through to tighten, then cut the excess. No glue or heat is involved, so the wrap can be removed or swapped out whenever needed. And we can link our bicycles to this digital racetrack and pull a game world forward with the rotation of the pedals. Speaking about a setup that uses 3 parts, the rider's own bike, a screen, and the LRL rig. The hardware reads pedaling motion along with button and handlebar inputs, turning those signals into in-game actions. Because the platform supports online multiplayer races, the rig interacts with network servers to keep each race's data aligned during real-time play. Once connected, the bike functions as the main control unit. Pedaling determines pace inside each title, while handlebar buttons influence direction or moment-based actions. This approach sets it apart from fitness platforms since the focus stays on interactive gameplay rather than structured training. The system extends beyond casual sessions. Riders can compete with others across the internet as long as each user has the rig, a bike, and a screen. A planned Pro League adds tournaments, prize pools, broadcasts, and ongoing records. Independent developers can build or adapt pedal-powered games. The platform supports cosmetic items, and sponsor digital events. And the concept grows through participation. This is a parking tile that charges electric bicycles the moment they are set on it, transferring up to 150 W through induction. In a published test, a 500-watt 36V battery reached a full charge in about 3.5 hours. A standard 230V 16 amp outlet can support up to 24 pads running at full output. Its counterpart on the bike is a special kickstand or center stand connected to the battery through an adapter cable. Once attached, it replaces or supplements the bike's original support. When the stand lands on the pad, the coils link and charging begins automatically. The system aims to merge routine parking with power transfer. The rider keeps the battery in place and handles no connectors. Because many pads can share one outlet, the setup works for both single riders and groups of bikes that gather in the same area. It supports a wide range of common drive and battery formats, including Bosch, Yamaha, Bafang, and Zeiss. A center stand version fits cargo models. The result is a clear technical method that turns a simple stop on a tile into a full charging cycle. They sell this security tracker for $255. And here's how it works. It has a GPS and GNSS hardware that can report the bike's position with about 10 feet of precision. It's placed inside our bike's steer tube, completely out of sight, and a motion sensing unit monitors even slight movements and sends alerts to a paired phone app. The power source can run for more than 3 months per USB-C charge, and the device uses cellular data, so it can function far from the rider's phone. Its small body fits into common head tube and steer dimensions found on carbon and metal frames. It has a protective cap that helps keep dust and rain away from the internal hardware. The service plan supports live tracking, alert delivery, and in selected regions, coordination with recovery teams. So quite simple. If the bike is moved, the sensors react and trigger a phone notification. If the bike keeps traveling, the GPS and GNSS hardware provide continuous location updates. And another security item for our bikes costing $239. This one stays on the frame once installed. This means that the rider does not need to carry a separate lock and the routine stays the same each time. Unlock, open the arms, place the bike, and press until it closes. The bracket goes on with screws first, then tamper-resistant rivets that hold it in place for long use. 2 reinforced steel arms fold out from the bracket, and those arms connect the bike to a post. The bike needs open space around the head tube so large baskets or fixed front lights can get in the way. The lock works with a mechanical system called lock and go. A key opens the arms. The rider moves the bike next to a solid post and pushes the front of the bike toward it. That pressure triggers a lever inside the lock and the arms close on their own. There are no electronics involved. The lock holds the frame. It weighs 7 pounds and sits on an aluminum bracket that uses rubber inserts so it can match different head tube shapes on many urban and road bikes. We put here also a $3,000 modular bicycle that can be used as a regular commuter or as a front-loading cargo bike. Its drivetrain options use Shimano Link Glide in either N-speed or 11-speed form. The electric version includes a Shimano U6000 crank with a 32-to chain ring, a 250W mid-drive motor, and either a 500Wh or a 692Wh battery. Weight is about 31 pounds for the muscular setup and roughly 46 pounds for the electric one. It has a load limit is listed at 353 pounds. This model uses a chromely steel frame offered in 2 sizes. Both share the same overall geometry, including a 73 degrees seat angle, a 71 degrees head angle, a bottom bracket drop of about 3 in, and a fork height close to 28 inches. When switched into cargo mode, the bike becomes longer and adopts a 69 degrees head angle for added front stability. The front wheel changes to 20 in while the rear remains 26 inches. Its cargo box is built from marine-treated plywood and offers a generous interior area suited for larger items with depth, length, and width increasing towards the top to give more space without altering the bike's lower profile. The price $3,690 for the full electric model and $2,950 for the mechanical one. Next, here's a $65 remote that offers full rotation around the handlebar. The lever works through a joystick mechanism that accepts push or pull input from any direction. A hardened stainless steel bushing supports accurate movement, and the lever delivers up to 8 mm of cable pull. It fits 22 mm control zones. It works with cable-actuated dropper posts and cable and housing are not included. Each component can be taken apart with 2 hex keys and all parts are replaceable. It is produced in Minnesota and offered in multiple colors. The remote suits riders who deal with crowded bar setups or limited mounting space. Since both the clamp and base rotate freely, the lever can sit above or below the bar, ahead of the grip or on either side. The joystick action lets the rider use a thumb or a finger depending on the cockpit layout. You can choose a bar position, tightening the clamp, rotating the base to a natural angle, and routing the cable so it moves cleanly. The 8mm pull range works with common cable actuated posts. The serviceable layout allows inspection or part replacement if needed, which supports long-term use and easy adjustment when handlebars or components change. This is a floor stand built from ABS plastic that holds a conventional bicycle by supporting its wheel in a fixed channel. The stand accepts tire widths from about 1 in up to 3 in and supports bikes in the 35 to 40 pounds range. Its assembled footprint is about 16 in x 21 in x 8 in with a total weight close to 3 pounds. The structure uses a 3D layout to distribute load, and each corner carries a soft pad to help the base grip the floor. In use, the ABS frame keeps its shape when the wheel settles into the channel. The layout guides the tire in without forcing it, and the pads help limit sliding on common indoor surfaces. Road bikes, city bikes, hybrids, and many kids' bikes usually fall within the supported width and weight range. Assembly takes only a short time since the stand relies on a small number of fasteners. It costs $40. This is a helmet-mounted open-ear audio unit that lets a rider hear both the surroundings and the signal coming from the device at the same time. It uses a 200 mAh lithium polymer battery that runs close to 8 hours and charges over USB-C at 5 volt DC in under 3 hours. Bluetooth 5.1 operates from 2.42 to 2.48. 480 GHz with an output near 7.09 dB ERP. It also stores pairing data for up to 8 phones, connects to one at a time, and supports a full duplex intercom between 2 units with a line of sight reach of roughly 984 feet. Dual microphones handle noise and echo control, while the audio system supports 24-bit stereo with added low-end strength. Its purpose is to give cyclists and similar users a way to communicate and follow navigation prompts without blocking traffic noise. The speakers rest outside the ears so the rider stays aware of movement around them while still hearing calls, guidance, or music. Setup involves pairing it with a phone and placing it on the helmet using adhesive bases and magnetic pads. The intercom link between 2 units operates separately from the phone, keeping conversation open while riding. Heavy rain and dusty paths do not interrupt performance, and the compact shape stays unobtrusive during long sessions. They sell this product for $84, representing the next helmet. And this one uses an in-mold polycarbonate shell joined to an EPS impact-absorbing layer. Inside a MIP sheet allows a small amount of controlled movement meant to limit rotational forces during angled impacts. Venting relies on 13 openings shaped to pull air through the interior. A rear dial adjusts tension around the head. And the helmet works with most sunglasses, even leaving space for a ponytail. Materials include polycarbonate, polyurethane, polyester, and polystyrene. The bonded shell and foam create a single piece meant to spread impact energy before it reaches the skull. The MIPS layer sits beneath the padding as a thin, low-friction sheet that shifts slightly during an impact, helping the head move less sharply. This layer does not interfere with fit adjustments, and the padding remains stable when the dial is tightened. Ventilation is a clear focus. The openings at the front guide air through interior channels and send it out the back, benefiting riders during long climbs and warm weather. The price tag, $100. This is a rear-facing camera and light unit built to record what happens behind a cyclist while also increasing visibility on the road. It captures 4K UHD at 30 frames per second, uses a 145 degrees field of view, and reaches 100 lumens from its rear light. It measures about 3x2x1 in, and weighs 5 ounces. Its 4380 mAh battery runs for about 7 hours in camera-only mode, or roughly 6.5 hours when the light is active. Footage is saved to an included 64 GB micro SD card, and the unit accepts cards up to 256 GB. Connections include Bluetooth, BLE, Wi-Fi, and USB-C. 6-axis electronic stabilization limits vibration effects. The unit records continuously in loop mode, overriding older clips unless saved manually or locked by the incident system when it detects tilt or impact. It also connects to an app for transfers, settings, and ride data overlays. It costs $400. A set of storage packs that attach directly to the bicycle to carry gear without using racks. Each pack fits a different part of the frame and uses welded construction, laminated fabrics, and shaped panels to keep items secure during long rides. Its frame pack sits inside the main triangle of the bike. It comes in several volumes ranging from 3 to 6.5 L. It uses waterproof laminate, RF welded seams, reflective markings, a main compartment, an internal zip pocket, and a small side pocket for loose items. A handlebar pack mounts at the front of the bike. It includes a roll-down opening, an air release valve that lets the rider compress the load, welded panels, external bungee cord storage, and straps that fasten to the bar and head tube. A saddle pack sits under the seat. It uses a roll-top closure, an air release valve, welded construction, reflective elements, a light point, and a 3-point system that limits sway. A full frame option for trail bikes is also available. Made from a 4-layer laminate with reinforced straps. Prices run from about $65 for a 1L frame pack up to $124 for small frame models with larger front rack packs up to $269. Up next, a compact tire tool making stubborn bicycle tires easier to handle through a simple but effective mechanical layup. It fits rim bead hooks up to 0.2 inches. Its structure centers on 2 key elements: a wing clip that grips the rim and a broad scoop that lifts more of the bead in one motion than a narrow lever tip can manage. Its shape also lets the user press downward with body weight when needed. Functionally, it serves as a reworked version of a tire lever meant to address tight beads, tubeless setups, and carbon rims where gentle contact matters. The inventor created it to reduce strain on the hands when the bead refuses to move. During removal, the bead is first pushed toward the center of the rim. The scoop slips under the bead, lifts it over the rim's edge, and then slides forward to release more of the bead. They sell these for $17. Up next, a $115 unit that functions as a combined radar sensor and tail light aimed at cyclists who want additional information about rear traffic. Once paired with a compatible bike computer or smartphone, the radar begins monitoring movement behind the rider. Alerts appear on the connected device through graphics and audible cues, giving the rider a clearer sense of how quickly a vehicle is approaching. The lighting component maintains visibility across varying road conditions. Day flash reaches the highest intensity, which can help riders remain noticeable during bright daytime rides. Night flash adapts to lower ambient light without overwhelming others. And Paladin mode keeps brightness modest to avoid bothering riders following closely. Its vertical seat post mount keeps the device aligned with the bike without interfering with pedaling. After setup, it functions on its own, sending radar updates while the light continues to broadcast the rider's presence. For more, the IPX7 standard and broad temperature range allows it to remain operational in rain or heat without special handling. It measures about 4 in x 0.8 in x 1.6 in and weighs about 2.5 ounces. The LITE covers roughly a 220 degrees viewing. Battery duration ranges from about 6 hours in solid mode, about 8 hours in Peloton, about 6 hours in night flash, and up to about 16 hours in day flash. In standby, it can remain inactive for roughly 3 months. The radar recognizes approaching vehicles at distances up to about 140 m or roughly 459 feet. Man, this is so advanced. I think Emma sell the data to the traffic police as a business idea. Representing a city bike built around a shaft that carries power inside the frame instead of using a chain, giving it a mechanical layout not often seen in sing-lace models. The frame uses at least 70% recycled aluminum with a black steel fork. Geometry figures across the line include seat tube lengths around 22 to 23 inches. Top tubes around 25 to 25.5 inches. Head tubes ranging from 5 to 6 inches. Chain stays near 18 inches. 73 degrees head and seat angles. Wheelbases around 44 inches. Standover heights between 26 and 32 in, reaches from roughly 17 to 18 in, and stacks near 22 to 24 inches. Depending on the chosen frame shape, weight ranges from about 37 to 43 pounds. The bike uses a Steyr Archer S1C rear hub for the single-speed setup along with a Steyr Archer HBT30 front hub. It rolls on VARIA Dynamic Tour 40/622 tires and includes stainless steel fenders, a Cell Royale Rio saddle, Harriman's click grips, and an AXA RL Defender lock. Brake options include coaster or roller systems. Color choices span 16 standard finishes with the option to request a custom color. The starting price is €999. Its enclosed shaft drive layout keeps the drive mechanism protected inside the frame and offers a consistent feel in daily riding. Without external gearing, it suits flat city routes where a simple mechanical setup is preferred. The starting price is $999. This is a modular kit that converts a standard bicycle into one with electric assist. It has a motor that reaches 750 W at peak output. Under ideal conditions, it can support about 55 miles of assisted riding, and a full charge through a magnetic connector takes roughly 3 hours. Sound output stays at or below 56 dBs. The motor housing carries an IP66 barrier against dust and strong water jets. The battery includes a USB-C port that can supply power to small devices, and the system can recapture a small amount of energy during braking or downhill travel. The kit is made of 3 pieces, a bottle cage mounted battery, a friction drive motor that applies a roller to the rear tire, and a handlebar controller for input and mode changes. A Bluetooth linked lock on the base mount holds the motor in place until released. 3 modes define the ride. Standby keeps the bicycle fully manual. Assist adds torque based on pedaling input. Cruise, where allowed, moves the bike under throttle alone. Pressure adaptive technology adjusts force between the roller and the tire to maintain grip on wet pavement or debris. The system fits many city, gravel, trekking, and folding bikes with exceptions for frames using very wide mountain tires or unusual rear triangle designs. The battery stores 266 Wh through 1621,700 EV grade cells. Urban riders kept looking for gear that solves everyday problems without adding complexity. So, this helmet was like hold my drink to introduce a different approach to fit, repeated impacts, and traffic visibility. It comes in 2 sizes. One covering head circumference of about 19.7 to 22 in at roughly 0.9 pounds and another covering 22 to 24.2 in at about 1 pound. The outer shell is ABS and the inner core is expanded polypropylene which can recover its shape after small knocks. Straps include recycled fibers. The chin buckle is magnetic and a motion-responsive rear light provides about 8 to 10 hours of use and charges through USB-C in roughly 1 to 2 hours. And check this part. Instead of a dial, the sides of the shell press inward when placed on the head, limiting unwanted movement. This supports stability, which is central to impact performance. The EP core adds everyday practicality by handling minor bumps. And the automatic brake light contributes clarity in stop-and-go traffic. A low aerodynamic road recumbent like this changes how a rider connects with the bike. How? Well, firstly, it places the rider reclined with legs forward, creating a fast and streamlined posture from the start. Its structure pairs a carbon fiber front assembly with an aerospace-grade aluminum main frame joined by hydroform tubes, a carbon fork and chainstay, and a CNC machined rear yoke. The boom carries an 85mm T47 bottom bracket shell. Both ends use 12mm through axles, and the frame accepts flat mount disc brakes. Cable routing stays inside the frame. Its geometry includes a 45-in wheelbase, a 19-in chainstay, a 20 degrees backrest angle, an overall length between 71 and 80 in, a 20-in seat height, and a bottom bracket height between 23 and 34 inches. Fit covers X seams from roughly 35 to 48 inches. For riders about 5 feet 2 inches in to 6 feet 5 inches in. The aluminum frame weighs about 4 pounds and the full frame set weighs about 12 pounds. The complete build uses an 11-speed microshift RCS drivetrain. This is a compact 2-piece handlebar stand that holds a bicycle upright without leaning it against anything. It supports bikes up to about 66 pounds and mounts at the bar using an engineering-grade polymer structure. Each open piece measures about 5x5x4 in and weighs about 5 ounces. It includes replaceable rubber pads for round and arrow handlebars. And the two parts link through a magnet system that guides alignment and keeps the pieces together when stored. One piece sits on each side of the handlebar and together they form a tripod-style frame that keeps the bike upright. The magnets help during setup by pulling the parts into position while the rubber pads improve grip across different bar profiles. It works well for anyone who needs a compact support option for brief stops. It costs about $15. And there they have a bag, something that shifts between a backpack and a bike pannier, more precisely. It offers a 22L capacity and measures about 19 in tall, 12 in wide, and 5 in deep. It supports a load of up to 19 pounds. The PVC-free and PFAS-free nylon resists tears and abrasion. Inside it has a padded laptop pocket that fits most common devices. On the outside, a side mesh pocket, a top handle, and ergonomic shoulder straps with reflective thread support its use as a backpack. The Quick Lock 2.1 mounting system remains part of the setup for attaching it securely to a bike rack, and extra accessories can be added when needed. Its function centers on switching roles efficiently. A reversible elastic mesh flap hides the components not in use, keeping the profile clean, whether it is clipped to a rack or carried on the shoulders. In everyday use, the bag keeps its form, handles contact with typical city obstacles, and offers a low-key look that fits easily into office or campus environments. It costs $180. Now, a phone case made for riders who want firm mechanical mounting and a tough shell without adding unnecessary bulk. It is made with 3 layers of plastic, fairly thin, but still feels firm in your hand. It clicks onto SP Connect mounts using their twist to lock. You just place the phone on the mount and turn it 90 degrees until it locks. It also works with MagSafe style magnetic add-ons, and you can use wireless charging if your phone supports it. The size and weight change depending on which phone model you pick because they make it for many iPhone and Samsung versions. This version is a joint project between KTM and SP Connect. It uses KTM's colors and racing look, so the style lines up with the ready-to-race theme. Day to day, the case keeps the phone safe from impacts, holds it firmly on the bike thanks to the locking system, and as we saw, it lets you charge it wirelessly without taking it off. It takes up to 14 working days to produce, and it costs $60. Looking next at a pair of cycling glasses built around a lens that changes tint almost instantly, offering a wide view supported by anti-slip rubber arms and soft adjustable nose pads. They shift in about 0.1 seconds when their light sensor detects a brightness jump. The lenses use a liquid crystal layer combined with a polarized tack base in a beige starting tone. It provides UV 400 protection, blocking ultraviolet rays up to 400 nanometers. The one-piece lens frame is made of TR90 thermoplastic, while the sidearms use flexible polycarbonate. The TR90 frame keeps handling simple, and the adjustable nose pads help the fit settle comfortably on different face shapes. The open lens layout keeps the field of view unobstructed, which can matter when tracking traffic or scanning the landscape. Although made with cycling in mind, the lens behavior and glare control can also support driving, hiking, and fishing when ambient light is sufficient for the sensor to work properly. They cost $119. And a waxing machine that, well, it does not smooth legs, but it does wax something that spins just as often. What? Speaking about bicycle chains, don't know what your dirty mind thought. Anyways, so this is a dedicated hot wax chain system built around a 600 ml wax pot with PID temperature control and a working range of roughly 167 to 257 degrees Fahrenheit. The system uses controlled heat to melt solid chain waxes and then stabilize them at an immersion temperature where the wax can bond cleanly to the metal. The PID controller helps hold temperatures steady, which is important because wax performs best when it melts fully without overheating. The chain attaches to the cable coupler, enters the wax at full melt, then rests at dipping temperature so the liquid wax can flow into rollers and plates. When the chain is lifted out, the drip stand lets excess wax fall directly back into the pot. This keeps the setup contained and allows the wax to be reused for many sessions since the pot's volume supports multiple chains before a refresh is needed. As the chain cools, the wax hardens into a dry, durable coating. The result is a clean, predictable workflow that produces a quiet chain with minimal residue and stable friction performance. They sell this product for $120. And this is a compact LED eye ring made for placement inside a projector lens, giving a headlight cavity a vivid focal point. It runs on 6 to 30 volts, works between roughly 14 degrees Fahrenheit and 149 degrees Fahrenheit, and measures about 1.9 in across. Its size allows it to sit inside many 2-in, 2.5-in, and 3-in projector housings. Buyers can choose a single unit or a matched pair. When two are ordered, the lights arrive in a synced version that lets both sides follow identical patterns. Control relies on Wi-Fi by connecting a phone to an SSID beginning with eyes_ and opening a local browser page. The item appears in 10 visual styles, ranging from solid colors to themed options. Its compact form supports placement behind the lens without obstructing the main optical hardware. A synced pair can mirror color shifts or animation through the same control page. Because it functions on 6 to 30 volts,